All right. This next question. Ready? You ready to get weird? You know how there's a section in Romans 1 that says, professing to be wise, they became fools because they didn't recognize God as a creator. And so, you kind of look at that and they're worshiping carved wood as an idol and different things, and their heart gets hardened. This stemmed from, I get a call from a pastor who said, hey, I got people in my fellowship telling me that the Kent School District is allowing litter boxes in the bathrooms. I said, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, for the furries. And I'm like, what's a furry? So I had to look this up. And if you don't know, like me, because I don't know, I just don't watch cable TV. I'm slow to the culture, I guess. Apparently a furry is a kid who dresses up like a cat or dog, whether it's in a costume or whatever, and they can walk the hallway and bark like a dog and do all this ridiculous stuff. So I called a friend who knew some public school teachers in our area, and they said, no, that's not true. The health department would never allow that. But there are furries and kids that dress up like kids, and the school allows it, and they bark like dogs in classroom. And it's just, I don't even know what to say. They meow like a cat and walk around, in their little costumes. So as your background, can you comment on that from a biblical perspective?
Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod and reproof will drive it far from them. That's the book of Proverbs. That is an indictment on their parents. So I think that parents need to step up and raise their kids. That's unfortunate. That's silliness. One of the problems that we have in our culture, and this is not to pick on the public schools, but one of the problems that we have in our culture is that everybody's litigious, and they sue people left and right, and it's one of the reasons that discipline is no longer practiced in public schools. They're afraid of getting sued, and so they let children do whatever they want to, basically. I was just talking to some parents, and they have a child in the public school, and it's the child is a foster child, and they discipline him at home, and he's got problems. He came out of the foster system, and they discipline him at home, and he'll obey them. But when he gets to school, the school just lets him do anything. And so this kid's literally terrorizing the classroom, climbing up on bookshelves and that kind of stuff. And one of the parents told me that the public school teachers and the administrators that they talked to said that they can't do anything to the kid. They just have to empty the classroom basically and let him do what he wants to do. And that even if he ran out into the street, they'd have to call the police, that they wouldn't stop the child from running into the street. And that's just that one school, and that may be an attitude that administration has that other schools don't. But you can see where a lot of the nonsense that we get involved in as far as courts and that kind of stuff can drive people. And now we got just a big fat mess in the school system. And again, that's unfortunate. And I have a lot of compassion for the teachers who are having to deal with this junk. It wasn't like that when I was in public school. I got licks. Got sent to the vice principal's office, and got swats and that kind of thing. Got swats by teachers, and it was different back then. And you didn't have kids going around acting like this. Yeah. And so I think it's an indictment on our whole culture, and specifically on the parents. It's like that's a waste of the child's time, and that's a waste of the teacher's time. That's a distraction from the whole attitude and the whole environment that school needs to have, and shouldn't be allowed. So, and I'm not against costumes. Do it, right before Halloween. I mean, we used to go to school in our Halloween costume, right before Halloween, and that's okay. But this kind of stuff is just silliness. So, yeah. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. Rod and correction will drive it far from them. That's what parents are supposed to do. A parent who doesn't discipline his son promptly hates his son. That's another proverb. And I think that's a parental problem right there.